You may know that I like playing with armor stands in Minecraft, specifically with the Armor Stand book, which you can find on Vanilla Tweaks. This is a data pack which allows you to manipulate the poses of armor stands. Now when you open the book, it's full of numbers, words, and nonsense mostly. And I have done a video on roughly how it works. In this playlist, I'm also going to have a bunch of more detailed tutorials? Is that the word I'm after? Going after specific things for specific scenes. And in this one, we're doing a cafe scene. Every cafe needs some seats. Needs a table. Actually, I'm not a builder, and the purpose of this video is not for building, this is simply for the armor stand, so I'm just going to do something very quick, very makeshift. That'll do, why not? I'd say the first thing you need to think about is what the armor stand wants to look like. Now in this world I have another data pack for mob heads. So I'm just gonna grab some codfish because I think cod look the best. Just gonna shove a bunch in here. Kill them off. And hopefully they'll give me a head. Oh. I got 6. I don't need 6. I only need 1. Because I'm in creative mode. Then they need some clothes. I personally like using leather, because then you can dye it different colours. I think I'm going to give this guy a green shirt. Then if you don't know how to do this, it's quite simple. The leather armour piece in here with the dye. You can combine different coloured dyes, for example grey and black make darker grey. And then you've got your person. You've got the head, got the body, trousers, well, legs and feet. So you have a human being now. Now you need your armour stand. And I'm going to have my guy sitting on this chair. It's a chair. And he's going to be talking to a friend over here. But before we have the friend, we need him first. Now the first page is the table of contents. And then you can use the arrow to flip over. But I just like to click where I want to go. Styles. Utilities. It just takes you straight to the book page that you want. Now first things first, very important, no gravity. Gravity is bad in this situation, because if you have gravity they end up falling through blocks when you're trying to move them about. So it's a good idea to turn off gravity. And then since these are going to be humans and it's going to look as natural as possible, we don't want the base plate because, well, I've never seen a human being with a base plate personally. Humans tend to have arms. And that's about it, unless you want a child, in which case small. Small stand. But I don't want a child, so I'm going to leave that normal. You can then dress your stand using the armour that you've dyed and the head as well. And then you have, in this case, a little cod person. And from here you can manipulate the pose using the pose adjustment. Now, X, Y, Z and the body part, by manipulating each one of these, it changes the pose. For example, adding an X on the head will make him look up and down. Adding Y will make him look to his left, our right, and minus in the opposite direction. And then Z is a tilt, head tilt. I like to start with a preset, personally, which is a pose that's already been done, such as confident, just looking very pleased with himself. We've got sad. He's done something bad, hasn't he? Or he's lost something down the drain. In this case, I'm going to start with lazing, I think. Or sitting? Just sitting, I think. And then from there, you can start moving. Start moving the parts. And just create a pose. I'm going to skip the process of me doing this because it's a bit tedious. It's a bit boring. It's all trial and error, as I have mentioned in the original tutorial that I've done, which I will be linking in the description if you want to have a look at that. He's just sitting and talking. I might move the legs a little bit. There we go. He's just sitting and talking, currently to no one, but eventually to a friend. But he is floating in the air, and that's no good. You can't just sit like that in the sky. You kind of need to be on a chair. So we use nudge for that, and we use Y to bring it down, so that now he's sat in the chair. And then you can also move them X and Z. Which way am I facing? Negative X. Okay, so negative X is that way. And that way is negative Z that way. So if I want to move him back, I'll go negative Z. If I want to move him away from me, where I am now, I'll use negative X. But I currently don't want to do that. I want to bring him out a little bit. There we go. Now we have a guy. And he's just sitting and talking. And then when you're done with the armor stand that you're currently working with, you need to lock it, because then you can't accidentally, I don't know, take the head or the armor or whatever, and you won't accidentally be moving it while trying to manipulate something over here. I'm gonna make his friend now. And he's gonna have... Let's give him a magenta-y, pinkish, reddish shirt. Because why not? Now, the friend of our little cod boy is also going to be a codfish. Giving him jeans and black boots again. I like black boots. I always give my characters black boots. Unless it's not necessary. Then same again, no base plate, show arms, and turn off gravity. And then we're simply posing it again. Okay. It's just a simple scene with them chatting and talking. Now, I said that this was going to be a cafe scene, didn't I? Whereas at the moment, this looks like it could be anywhere, to be honest. So, what I'm going to do is add some glasses for them, or cups, or whatever, for them to drink out of. Now, I think a composter is probably my best bet here. So what I do for that is I can stand an armor stand there, show arms, no gravity, but I don't need to remove the base plate, because what I'm going to do is give it a composter, and then go to auto align, block on surface. And now we have a rather big cup, I suppose, on the table, right in the right in the middle. Will you stop? That is a bit of a problem sometimes. But then you can make it small, and then you will need to pull it back up again. There it is. Hello. But then by doing that, you've now got a small cup for them to drink out of. And if I just spin it around a little bit, it looks a bit less robotic? Less perfect, more natural. Nudge. And then if I pull it towards me, I can use relative aligned and use the Z to pull it towards me. If you're not quite understanding how that works, then I'd suggest sticking with this one, perhaps, because that's slightly easier to understand. You just press F3, and then the fourth line down on the second block of random text, it says that I'm facing north towards negative Z. And it's that towards negative Z that you need to pay attention to, because that means using the negative Z in the book will push it that way. If that doesn't make any sense, then I'd suggest just playing around with it by yourself. But then once again, lock. And they've got a cup. But there's two of them. So really, they should have 2 cups. One for each of them. So that's quite nice now. And as I was saying, this could be anywhere. They could be at home just drinking coffee together. So what I'm going to do is add another guy. No base plate. No gravity. Show arms. And I'm going to preset it to walking. Then if I add the black boots that I add to everything, and then create some kind of uniform thing, then by simply adding 2 more cups to this guy's hands, mirror flip, mirror arms right to left, there we go, unlock that, and then give him 2 more cups, then we have our waiter kind of guy. Are they still called waiters in cafes? I'm going to call him a waiter just because that's the word that I'm thinking of right now. Now we have another guy carrying 2 more drinks to, I don't know, maybe there's another table over here, who knows? We have the 3 cod people, 2 of them are customers chatting over some coffee or tea or something, and then this guy who's bringing more drinks for someone over there. I think this has been quite successful. I like this. But the point is, in this video, I have shown you the basic idea of what you could add with armor stands to a cafe build or a cafe scene. This could work in a restaurant as well. Or a bar. Or something like that. I've gone for cafe. Now, I've been quite lazy. There's no building here, as you can see, apart from these guys. But I'm sure that your builds will be absolutely beautiful. But thank you for joining me today. If you liked this video or found it helpful, then please subscribe. I'm planning to do a school and something that you could do with friends. For example, if you had another data pack which gave you your friends' heads when you killed them, you could do a little statue or a monument or like a museum type thing, which I have done. The original armor stand video. Oh, I can zoom! I forgot I could zoom! Possibly some superheroes in the future. If you have any more suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. I have been Green Jay. Goodbye!